Goat Squad TV. So a day after the Celtics lost to the Wizards, I wanted to make this video because I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. Some of you Celtics fans are just fanboys, man. Some of you guys don't really understand schematic things or schematic situations based on how you would see coaching or how you see scheme or so I'm hearing that Timelord had a nice game. He had 13 points, 11 rebounds, and a few blocks. But I feel like a lot of you fans get so infatuated with stats. If you watch the game, a lot of our defensive breakdowns are because he's not communicating. I'm not blaming it all on him. I want to make that clear because a lot of guys ain't communicating. Smart not communicating really that well. The team just looks like it's sleepwalking. I know Ime addressed it yesterday, although he's really on my shit list right now based on his coaching decisions by DMP and Peyton Pritchard, which made absolutely no sense to me. When the dude consistently plays well, even when he doesn't, this man literally doesn't have to put a point on the board and impacts a game because he doesn't cheat the game and you DMP him. That's, to me, he would have been fired a week in doing shit like that. And I'm not saying Peyton Pritchard's an all-star, but you don't cheat. You don't take guys out the game like that. DMP him. That don't cheat effort. He might not make a bucket. He might not be making buckets right now, but he's playing hard. That said, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. The defense and lack of communication defensively, a lot of that is coming because when Horford's not in the game, there's literally next to no defensive communication. And I've seen this time and time again with Timelord. I've seen it, and if you remember one of my videos, I said it then. His defensive communication is horrendous. Great shot blocker, talented player. No one's denying the man is not talented. He gives up way too much open space in the paint, trying to defend on switches sometimes, and doesn't get back. Too often, more than not, I see it almost like in every game since he's been a rookie. He still has the same problem. No one denies his talent. No one denies when he's on, he's on. His communication defensively has to get better. Not just him. Josh Richardson, I'm calling you out too, man. We signed you, we traded and then signed you, gave you an extension. And right now, you're proving a lot of these Celtics fans right. You ain't giving us shit right now. Outside of one game, you've given us nothing. We actually played better when you didn't play. And you're taking minutes away from Aaron Nesmith right now, who has way more of an upside than you. Although I do like Jay Rich. I've always been a fan of Jay Rich. I don't know what the hell is going on here. You would think that he'd be connected on defense. He looked lost a lot of times, doing a lot of what we call, remember Rondo used to play for the Celtics. He would let a guy go by. He used to call that matador defense. You just go, you put that, what matadors do with bulls, and they throw that, that red towel, and the bull goes, and then they remove the towel, and the bull goes and chases it, but can't find it. Anyway, my analogy's fucked up, forgive me, but you know what I mean about matador defense. I see Josh Richardson getting passed by. I see him not communicating. He's not making a shot. He's not even aggressive offensively. What exactly did we get Josh Richardson for? Because he's familiar with Ime Udoka? I thought Josh Richardson was going to be the way he was, at least in Philly. Because even though his numbers were down, he torched the Celtics all the time. I'm not seeing that right now. I'm not seeing that. I see a guy that looks like, I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? Langford missing games, and we all know that's nothing new. But Nesmith should be getting, even though he's not making buckets, he should be. That game was screaming Aaron Nesmith and Peyton Pritchard. Two hustling young guys that are coming there and change the energy of the game. And Ime Udoka chose to go with the guys that he felt more comfortable with, which tells me he doesn't think very highly of Aaron Nesmith or Peyton Pritchard. I have a problem with that because he's trying to teach a lesson to those guys as of like the game is not a given, and those guys are the ones that actually show up. You know, even if they don't, like, even if Aaron Nesmith didn't give you much offensively, he hustles. Those 50-50 balls that Montrezl Harrell was getting wouldn't be happening if Aaron Nesmith was in the game. And Peyton Pritchard is a shooter. We needed shooting yesterday because Jaylen Brown couldn't hit the side of a fucking backboard. And I love JB, but not a good. And Tatum with his damn getting technical fouls and wanting fouls to be called, not adjusting his game. He went right back to being Jason Tatum that I know, which is very annoying. Going to the rim, expecting fouls, being a finesse player, not willing to take the punishment. Do 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", bricking layups. You know, he didn't turn the ball over very much yesterday, which is a good thing, but too tentative. The guy could have took over the game at any point in time yesterday, and he didn't do it. JB, I kind of understand because, you know, he's still coming off the COVID. You know, and that still takes time. You've seen how long it took Tatum to get back to being Tatum after COVID a year ago. Horford willed us back in the game. I don't know what the hell Ime was thinking by keeping Horford out of the game till late, which we were already down by like at least 11 points. I thought, you know, he put him in there just really because, in all honesty, he just put him in there. He was on the minutes restricted, which I don't understand why you putting Al Horford on the minutes restricted other than the fact that every time I see him play, he looks young as hell. Listen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to tell you like this. We better win on Saturday. And I know it's early in the season. A lot of teams are struggling. Brooklyn's struggling. The Clippers are struggling. A lot of teams like that you wouldn't expect to struggle. The Lakers obviously are struggling. Denver's struggling. I mean, a lot of teams that were playoff teams a year ago are struggling. Even Phoenix is struggling, you know, right now. So it's very early in the season, but what I'm seeing from Ime Udoka is not very impressive. And what I'm seeing from Timelord is looking like a guy that he cannot be a starter in your starting lineup because he doesn't communicate on defense. Does he shot block? Yes. Does he give you double-doubles? Yes. But that's not what you're, you know, I'm not really caring about none of that shit if you're not stopping everybody else when they're out there. Like, you need to be able to communicate, especially if you're rotating defense. The switches are stupid to me. You know what I mean? You switch every now and then. I used to get on Brad for that. Now I'm like, for some reason, Ime's doing it even more, which is weird. The lack of adjustments in the game. I mean, so many things that I could get on. But I will, like I said, I will say this, man. Like, it was a piss poor coaching performance yesterday. You know, he did have a point talking about, you know, shoot around, and, you know, he told them guys, you know, you can get your asses kicked, you know, taking these lightly, and, you know, he had a point. I still don't understand why you bench Peyton Pritchard when he's a guy that never cheats effort. I never seen this guy ever. He might not score 10 points in certain games, but this guy has never cheated us on effort. He's literally our Alex Caruso with a better jump shot, except that he doesn't dunk. All right. I don't understand why would you bench him. I don't care about Dennis Schroeder getting 22, 24 points. He started in the game, so you could have easily put Pritchard in the second unit, and they didn't even play Peyton Pritchard at all, which made absolute no sense, and it sounded like they were trying to cater to Dennis Schroeder, who's only there for a year because he's going to be gone after this year, if not by the trade deadline. So I don't get it. Well, like I said, the defense is horrendous. The three-point defense is horrendous. The switching's too much. And honestly, Timelord does not communicate very well on defense. And everybody's going to sit there and say, well, look at all the other things. That's cool, but when you're allowing 115 points a game as a team, when that's horrendous. Somebody's miscommunicating. It's not just him. Like I said, you got Richardson out there miscommunicating. Jason Tatum lackadaisically running up and down the floor, not getting back on defense. There's so many things I could bring up. Tatum, to me, really be lacking because he be so complaining about officials. That dude complains about officiating and then he doesn't get back on D, man. You got to get back on defense, man. You got to stay focused. If he's not gonna focus, man, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're always gonna be a 500 team with him being our best player. And to me, he deserves a lion's share of the blame. I don't care how many points he put up yesterday. It's not the points. People always want to look at stats. It's impact. His impact was shit yesterday. And so was JB's impact. So I'm not going to cut him short either, even though I love JB. You know, I also have a problem with the coach questioning JB's consistency considering he's coming back from COVID. Why would you question JB's like your most consistent player historically? Like, he's coming back from COVID. Give that man a chance to get his knees back under him. Don't sit there and say it's mind-boggling because it sounds like you threw him under the bus, Ime. So it is what it is. It's either going to be, we either going to turn this around or it's going to be a very long season. And I ain't going to lie to you. Something's telling me it's going to be a very long season. You know what I mean? Because, one other thing too, and I mentioned it in my post-game video, which only has 3 views. It is what it is. And a lot of you guys on my channel aren't really basketball fans, even though that's like 80% of my content. But it is what it is. All right. Ime surprisingly didn't make any defensive adjustments, didn't change the schemes. He just left guys out there to get their asses kicked. And I felt like I'm not liking this shit because I feel like he's trying to teach guys a lesson by losing games during the season or winnable games. And I feel like that's not necessarily what we need as a coach. I get you're trying to teach lessons to some of these guys, let them know you can't take your opponent lightly. And I firmly believe you shouldn't even have to tell that to a professional athlete. Professional athlete should always know to never take their opponents lightly. And the fact that he's doing that is scaring me because I feel like a guy like Peyton Pritchard should never go have a DMP. That dude should never have, he should at least have 3 minutes a game. Even if it's just 3 minutes. There's no reason Peyton Pritchard should have a DMP. None. You could convince me Nesmith. Okay, I'll give you that. Because it's stacked at that position. Peyton Pritchard did not deserve a DMP yesterday. I don't know if it was for disciplinary reasons, kept on the low. But he definitely did not deserve to be, a DMP yesterday. And I don't care what the fuck you guys tell me. And that's the type of shit right there is going to get him sent somewhere else and he's going to go and ball out for somebody else. This guy played at least 80% of the games last year and you're going to DMP him for the first time in his career? That's ridiculous. Gold Squad TV. Celtics need to figure it out, man. Ime, you need to figure this shit out. Right now, you on my shit list. Whether you care about me personally, I don't give a fuck. I'm just a fan. But the Celtics fans ain't going to tolerate this shit for only so long. You can't just keep blaming the players. You came in here to put a whole new philosophy on this team. Well, you need to fucking do it and stop catering to the damn media. Because it seems like you love catering to the media and their statistical shit when they sit there and say the Celtics were 27th in passing last year. You're passing the ball and people ain't making shots. I don't think the passing was the fucking problem last year. If guys aren't making shots, your fucking passing is going to be at 27th in the league. If guys ain't making shots. And now you got guys, you're passing the ball to everyone and they still ain't making shots. I don't know why you want to lead the league in 3-point shooting, man. You don't have an efficient 3-point shooter on that squad that's going to make 3-pointers every game except maybe Peyton Pritchard. And that's the guy you DMP. You might want to let that sink in your head, man. Gold Squad TV.